Shall we make our dashboard more personal? Hi, I'm Coder B, and I've got 30 plus years of programming experience. And today we're going to add to our dashboard Lite app. This may be the last episode of this, but we might come back to it later. And today we are going to add 3 new things to it that are a little bit more personal and a little bit financial. As I mentioned in my last video, we're going to put in stocks, but I did want to show you that yes, the weather does occasionally work. Oh, look, it just started to. Perfect timing. The ping is going out to check out all the apps. So, as you can see, the weather does work, just not all the time. I just hit refresh on the page. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to go and add something new. We are going to add, what do I want to add first? We're going to add stocks. Let's add stonks. But I want to put it on a new page. So we're going to create a new page. I want to make sure I have everything correct here. Yep. Oops, what did I get wrong? Oops. Oh yeah, I also have to add in okay. Copy. So we're going to add the page here. Oops. Page, new file, stocks. HTML. Oh, we should probably spell it right. As you have noticed, when I type, I don't always do things right. So we're going to go here into stocks. We're going to paste all of this stuff in here. That's a lot of stuff. That's including the JavaScript to pull the stocks, but we need to actually have the back end to make this work. You know, we can't really do anything right now because if we do, it'll break. We also need to put in this little link into the header, right? We got to put a link into the header so we can actually go there. So we put this in there. Now, if I just hit refresh, well, first let's get, oh man, I love it when it does that. Let's get back into here. Oh, I can't even see what I'm looking at. Uh-oh. Hey, there we go. So we go back into here, hit refresh. Now we have stocks. Now, we all know this is going to break, right? Look at that. It's invalid. Why? Well, gee, I wonder why. We haven't made the back end. So let's write in the back end. Okay, now we go back into our dashboard Lite. This is so easy. It really is. The whole purpose of showing you this stuff is to show you the really cool stuff you can do without actually creating a project. Okay, so we're going to add our new code just above the start server as always. Let's go find that new code right here. Oh, that's the that is not there we go. First we have to add. I'll get that in a second. Okay. Copy. We're going to go ahead and paste that in here. Boom, that's in here. But we do have to do one more thing up here at the top. We have to add in the path to the stocks page, to the stocks data, because why would you do this with hard-coded anything, right? So then we have to add inside our config file a new file called stockslist.txt. And we're just going to make this very, very easy. We're just going to throw in 3 stocks. Okay? Now, with this, we will have to restart it. There we go. All right. Now let's go back into the page, it just refreshed itself, and I love it when it does that. So now, here we go. We go into the stocks now. Bada boom, bada bing. There we have it. See how easy that was? Now, the cool thing is, as you see, you can add more. Let's what do we want to put in here? I don't want to put in Apple. I don't like Apple. Let's put in, what is it, NVIDIA? Is that it? NVDA? There we go. So, and then you can get this one here, just so you know, all this is doing, if you look at the code, let's look at the code, okay? That's kind of what we're doing. I just wanted to show you really quick. And look, my weather's broken again. I wanted to show you guys really, really quick that it's really easy to add this stuff, but now let's go into the code and actually look at some of this code. I'm doing this a little bit backwards than I normally was, but hey, I'm human. So let's go into stock prices right here. I should make this a lot bigger. Oops, control. There we go. So stock prices up here. Yeah, nope, that's network status. So we go into our stock prices. Let's make this a little smaller. Maybe make this a little bigger. Move this down. So we get our config path, which is the file. That's pretty easy. Grabs all the different stocks you want to have. And we're just querying the free version of Yahoo. Okay, we're not doing anything fancy because I didn't want to have to get an API key and deal with that. You can do that in your version of this app. You can easily find, if you have another stock that's got more detailed stuff, and you can put in charts and you can do all that cool stuff. And that's what I'm just showing you the beginning. This is the start of the whole thing. And that's all it's doing is it's just getting the stock price and putting it in there and sending it to back to the front end. It's not difficult. If you want to add a stock, we have a little endpoint for adding a stock. It says, "Hey, let's go grab our file. Where's it at? Yeah, right here. Stocks config path. Read all the lines. Add a line. Bob's your uncle." And you can order these. It just orders it different. It just saves the file in a different order. It works really well. You want to remove a stock, removes it just fine. So it's nothing super complicated. It's very simple. And these endpoints, they go on and on. And the things you can do. We're going to add two more things. I'm going to add two more things. And maybe, no, I'm not going to add, I might add a third thing, depending on how the time is going. Right now, we're about 7 minutes in. So we're only going to add two more things. But you see how easy that is. Now let's say we want to have, what's this next piece I want to add? Yes. So I've been watching some videos. I watch way too many videos, and I've been watching videos about billionaires and stuff like that, and people who are successful, really, and they all have something that they do. They have it's called a lot of different things. I've heard it called from, like, Steve Jobs used to call it signal to noise, and he has 3 to 5 signals that he would focus on in a day. Okay, and those are the 3 things that he had to get done, or 5 things that he had to get done in that day. And a lot of very successful people use this system. I should probably be doing it in a different screen. But so what we're going to do is we're going to build a little thing called today's focus. We're not going to add it to a new page. We don't need to add it to a new page. But you see how easy it was to add a new page. You simply create the file and put a link in the header, and it works. It's that simple. Now, if you want to see, I actually this weekend, actually earlier, just yesterday, I added a new. I'm gonna, you know what? Hang on. Just yesterday, I added a new project to my Codeberg account, and it's up there for you guys to use. It is a very, very basic site server. It doesn't matter what you have. If you use it in a Docker container, you can use it on your computer, however you want to use it. And it is a web server. And it has this basic template with index, and I put a layout, footer, header, and it has a couple extra pages in there, and you can see how it works. There'll be a link in the description below so that you can check that out if you're interested. I like to create my sites in vanilla HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. And yes, I have AI do most of that heavy lifting for me because I'm not very good at that stuff. It's a lot better at making things look good for me. So I let it do that. And this one, just so you know, the format is a little bit different. It looks a little nicer. It's a light background, or you can change it all you want. It's just a very basic layout. Again, that's out there, and that's the same concept as what I'm using in this dashboard Lite, but it's actually a real project instead of just a single page app. And it has an endpoint in there and everything. And the endpoint is a password generator, so you can use that as a password generator. It's kind of cool. Maybe I'll show that later. Maybe I won't. So now we're going to add inside of we're not going to be in the head, we're going to be an index page. So in the index page, we are going to show you the index page first. I forgot I'm not on this page. So now we're in the index code. We are going to add a today's focus section, but this time we're going to do it the right way. We're going to go into the back end of the code. We're going to go to dashboard Lite code. We need to be home, top of the line, top of the page, and we'll talk about this in a minute. So we do have to add a line for the config for the focus items, because basically we're just using text files as a database. you can use MySQL, SQLite, Microsoft SQL, whatever you want. We're just using stuff. I'm making this very simple. You can encode, can encrypt all of this stuff. Doesn't matter. So we're going to have our focus items in there. So we're going to hit that save. Yes, we will be rebooting this, restarting it. So focus. Let's make sure I grab the focus list. Okay, copy. And then go back down to the bottom to just above where we have the open browser. We want to do I've got extra lines. So in here, we are now going in, and this is going to be very, very similar. Reads the text, right, and puts it out on the homepage. Very, very simple. It just reads the text in there. Again, I think you might be getting the pattern of how this is kind of working, but I just again showing you cool stuff you can do in this system. So now put in today's focus. Let me make sure I get that correct. Yep. Copy. So we're going to go, this is our network status. We want to be above the network status because I want this above there. So we're going to hit save. Okay, now it's done. Now we have to actually, we're going to do that. Come down here. It's been running this whole time. We're going to hit Control C, stop it. Should work right away, right? Yep, there we go. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, let's go. Jesus. Okay. All right, you see that? So now we have this focus item. So what are the things we want to focus on? Dashboard Lite. New features. All right. Add. Ooh, what's broken? Oh, I forgot to put in the script. Okay, we're going to use a little bit of AI here. Where's my AI? There it is. I did use it before. Okay. I will probably skip over a lot of this. We'll just kind of zip through this. Sorry, I forget that was up there. I actually just typed that all in. I'm just telling it we need to add this to the index to call those two. It should have worked. Let's find out. So that should already saved it. I'm going to bring this over so I can see it. We're going to put you guys back over here so you can see it. We are now going to hit the refresh. No, I don't. So that probably did work. Okay, so make dashboard Lite video. There we go. That worked. And as you see, it added something in here, probably. And you can delete them and you can move them around. Just a minute. Add dashboard Lite feature. Oops. Lite. Okay, so this. Oh, you were supposed to be able to move them up and down. I don't know. So here's what we got. I don't have it so it can. I had it so it could move them up and down. Now I don't have that in there. Not going to worry about it, but if you guys want to add that in the code, that's fine. You can then delete it, and it works. So that is basically, and it's not meant to keep it for every day. Those are meant to be one-day focuses. But what I don't like, well, first of all, we're going to go ahead and close this. What I don't like about this page is that it's all of this empty space on the right, okay? All this over here. This is way too long, okay? I don't like that. So we are going to change that. So let's go ahead, move that over here, put you guys back over here. And now let's add just a little bit something else to put in there. And yes, I will have to have AI write the JavaScript again, but that's okay. We don't really mind. What we're going to do now is we are going to add some system stats about the computer you are currently on, just like CPU usage and RAM usage. Nothing crazy. Okay, so we're going to put in the code. And there's no file for this. This is just CPU usage and RAM usage. So you got current process now. This may not be the actual. And I've had this before. You guys can check this out. Actual RAM. Da 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 da. Anyway, I did this. I wrote this code on Linux. I have not tested this on Windows. We are now on a Windows machine, so this is going to be fun. We're going to save this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and create and add the next section for the system stats. It's going to be a nice little section. Copy. So we're going to go into our index page. Okay, so we're going to keep that because that's what it added, and that's what I wanted it to add. So here is. Okay, so now we're adding this section here. Okay, so what this is, it's going to be over our RAM usage. We also have to add, do the same thing on the index page for the, oops, I got to see what this is, what the endpoints actually are. Open this. Okay, there we go. System stats. System stats. Endpoint in dashboard. Okay, we're going to see how this works. This should be fine. I mean, it's just adding JavaScript. I'm not the best JavaScript programmer. Again, this is why I use AI for this. Should work, right? Using Cloud Sonnet 4.5, and this I know it's an older version, but usually works just fine. So we do still have. Oh, I still have to restart it. Oh, it's got a whole bunch of windows open. I mean, is this still running? I think it's still running. Yeah, it's still running. So we have to. Which one is running it? Oh God, this is what I don't like about. Oh, it's gonna be this one right here. This is what I don't like about AI is it will open 1,000 of these windows. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna bring the page back. And hit refresh. Oh, it put it on there and it's not working. This worked beautiful on the other computer. Now refresh the page. Okay, so let's get back over to the page. Refresh. No. Oh, yeah, there we got some CPU is coming in, but 0.9%. Okay, well. Okay. Can you move the move the network? Oh no, the system stats. Stats to be to the right of the today's focus section on index. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep doing this. I keep doing that. I have to remember that you guys don't exactly see the same thing I see. But this is what we're doing. I mean, this is why we're not going to go to the next one. The next one would be I was going to add the password generator onto this, but I'm not going to. This will probably be the last episode of Dashboard Lite unless you guys give me some ideas of some other apps or other systems you'd like to see. I'm going to start doing some more stuff, doing different apps. Maybe even show you how uh, my template works, creating a pretty good website. Maybe I'll build another version of it because it does need to be improved better. And I built a nice template, but I think it can be better, and I want to do some more stuff with it. Basically, tinker around with it. I'm still waiting for this thing to get done, and it's just so slow. But I'm not gonna cut much of this out. This might all be on there because you can see my full process. This is kind of how I do things. I did get this to work. Okay, grid layout. That's fine. I don't care how you do it. But again, the final version of this will be on the Codeberg uh, Codeberg website. Oh, you can see it's checking the stats over and over and over and over down here. This thing was slow. Man, it's slow. How can this? Okay, it's done wrapping. Let's see how this works. Let's go ahead and pop that over here. I had to pull mine up so I can see it. And we hit refresh. There we go. So, the weather popped in too. Add cool features. Cool. So you see the CPU usage is up at 3 megabytes. I'm sure the memory usage, I'm going to bet money that the code that it's using in the back end is not the actual CPU of the usage. It's the CPU usage of this actual app. So I don't think that it's wrong. Um, I just think it's not right. So that's the end of our gig here. Nope, wrong button. There we go. So I hope you guys get inspired to do things. I might build some other dashboards. I do have some ideas of doing different things because I like to build web apps. I like to do them all in vanilla HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And the reason why is very simple. I don't like Node Package Manager. I don't like to React and Angular and what's the other one? Vue. They're very complicated to learn. And in today's world, when you have AI, you don't need it because AI can pretty much do all that stuff for you, and it's in a more small, it's in a smaller fashion. And I'm serving these pages on my own web server that is built in C sharp. It's basically the Kestrel server, and you don't even need to have software on your computer to run the web app or the web server. You don't need a web server. All you need is Docker on a server or any container that will that you can put this on and it will work. And that's what I like. And that's how I like to do my websites. I hope you get a little bit inspired by learning C sharp or getting into C sharp or this, this run, using this single file run system that .NET 10 and C sharp has come up with is kind of like having your own scripting engine that's C sharp. So if you're a C sharp developer, it really works well. Now, in the back end of it, it's building a project in a little temp file somewhere, and you can get all that information. And if you go Google it or there's some other videos that teach you how to find out where it's actually sitting. So it's not like it's a big secret, but it's not. It's made to not show up. Whatever, it's still a project. But then you can build this into a project. You can create a project, and I don't have the code for it right in front of my face, but it's a wonderful tool that if you want to build just something very simple, you need to have I need to rewrite a bunch of files. Well, you can write a script to do that in C sharp. Just as easy as you could do it. You could do it in PowerShell. You can do it in whatever. But if you are more comfortable in C sharp, now you can just do it in C sharp. I kind of like that. I had to do that for work this last week. They needed something really quick, so I wrote a little thing in .NET 10 C sharp, single file app, and banged it out in about an hour and then got it done because it was a one-time use. I didn't want to create a whole project, and I'm not extremely competent in PowerShell and that kind of stuff. So I just made it easy for me. Normally I would create a console app and to go through all that crap. I didn't have to do that. So you guys, I hope this does inspire you to at least learn a little bit more and go a little further with your coding adventures. I like to be an adventurous in coding. We'll show you some more stuff that I've done. We'll keep going. If you guys want to do more stuff with this, send me some suggestions. We'll work it out. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, I'm going to start working on some other things because I'm kind of getting old. This is kind of getting old for me. Uh, I've got some other dashboard ideas, and I don't want to build it like this anymore. I want to build it a little bit more like a Windows app it run on Windows or Mac, not Linux. There's a reason for that, which irritates me. We'll talk about that in another video. Until then, you guys have a great week. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around with me for this long. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.